Welcome back to Podcast Picture Stories. Today we start with the American BMXer, and this brings us back to a date of December 1993. And this is an issue that the American BMXer produced, and it was about the 100 greatest BMXers of all time. Now imagine if they did something like that today. So what I'm going to do is briefly, or as I remember, try to go through each photo and see if I can recognize the individuals that are at least featured on the cover. We're just going to go with the cover today. So we're going to start with Stu Thompson, and we go to Gary Ellis, Brian Patterson, Daryl Young, Sean Texas, John Cruz. That's the first number one pro ever. Kevin something, can't think, and Billy Griggs. And we head back up to the next row, and we have Brent Patterson, Kevin McNeil, there we go, Cindy Davis from NorCal. We have Harry Larry, Jeff Botima, Tommy Brackens. And we're going to head back up again. We have Richie, Ronnie, Dave Clinton, Eric Roop, Steve Veltman, Mike King, Eddie King, Charles Townsend, Sherry Elliott, Bry Hop, founder of BMX, Tinker Juarez, Timmy Judge, Kenny May, Doug Davis, Mike Polson. That mustache looks like Mike Miranda. We have Justin Green, Matt Hayden. I don't know if that's Frank Post or he's kind of a look-alike. And we have Greg Hill, a very young Eric Carter. And there he is, MR.T, Terry Tennant, featured with Bob Harrow. And that pretty much rounds it out with Danny Nelson finishing out the bottom of the page. And the greatest of all time is Pistol Pete. So they list how many wins he has, or AA wins for that time. So at the time, he had the record in terms of overall wins, class, cruiser, open, etc., for where he was at. So for a lot of people that didn't know, Pete won 4 titles, ABA, and I won 3 MBL. So we all have our specialties, I guess, in terms of sanction bodies. We're going to switch over here, and the significance of this, BMX Action Magazine. What was the date? August. There we go. And featured as Terry Tennant, Cecil. So anyway, we're in there. We speak our minds. Just to cut down on time, see the paper, I went ahead and just go to the section. I'm not going to go over the article, but we're just going to show like what was going on back then. So here's the intro, NCB. That was a logo that was produced that would have been a great logo for a baseball cap, just for NorCal pride and stuff. Never really got produced, never went anywhere. And that's kind of the problem with NorCal. We just never have really blossomed into the sport like we should have. So here's my action shot for the interview. And significance of the photo. We had just started doing clinics. Clinics in BMX was something new. Before it was just, hey, yeah, show a kid, you could actually make some money. So I had 120 students at one point. So, that was the significance of that. So this is Calabasas Bike Park that still exists. And then here's how you go into the main articles, Tenet, blah, 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 A to Z. And then we flip the page, and then Cecil has his feature page as NorCal speaks their mind. So there's Cecil doing kind of the inverted tabletop. People didn't really know how rad the guy really was. He was an overall rider, so he could ride, he could grind, he could ride the quarter pipe, half pipe, grind, win AA, win pro cruiser, and still tabletop with the best of them at the local trails. So we were each featured once again, BMX Action. And there's the long blah, 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 blah. So anyone interested in finding this magazine, I'm sure it's around somewhere. Everyone's archiving things these days, so I'm sure it can be referenced at some point. So yeah, this was the NorCal back in the day, and so pretty cool. So what do I really remember from the photo shoot? Really not much. They showed up on Thursday, and they probably shot about 100 shots in about an hour, and we were pretty much cooked. So it pretty much just came down to, all right, jump it again, and it was like, wow. So anyway, there you go. Can't complain about a full page in a magazine called BMX Action that everyone could go get back in the day, you know, at their local 7-Eleven or Tower Records or wherever. So we'll end it. Rest in peace, Cecil Johns. And thanks for chiming in to Podcast Picture Stories.